Hello, anybody who will be happening to. What a good start will be happening. Hey, everybody who happens to watch this after it's gone live. My name is Ben. I am a director and editor and writer, and I'm working on a Kickstarter campaign for a short film that's been my dream really to direct for years. For years, really, since college. I think it's a Carver adaptation, and I think I read the story Cathedral in college, and a lot of people connect with this story when they read it. It grabs you immediately with this narrator who you don't necessarily like immediately, and uh, and then it presents a really interesting situation. You're following this narrator who's judgmental against the blind person, and by the end of the story, you do feel a change in the main character, and you start to like him a little bit more. Um, I think he starts calling the guy this blind guy, and by the end of the story, he's using his name. So even in the language, you get the feeling that he's changed. Hey Don, what's up, man? Good to see you. So I launched this Kickstarter a couple weeks ago, and I am really doing everything I can to kind of get the word out. There's a couple of audiences I'm trying to reach besides friends and family and film buffs. One is obviously Raymond Carver fans who might want to see this film done right. It's been adapted before, mostly in colleges as assignments, things like that. But you know, to do it right, obviously you need to have the experience, and um, I also believe that by adapting something so stringently to the story, you lose some of the story because film's a visual medium. So, because we're not using voiceover, I wanted to take a unique route with the adaptation and make it a framed story, so that we get a sense of the main character, um, and his thoughts and a strong opinion about what's happening, um, but through a concurrent storyline. A lot of other adaptations don't do this, so I wanted to target and make my appeal to Raven Carver fans who wants to see the story done right on film in a way they've never seen it before. And the other target audience I'm looking to appeal to are people who are blind or have friends, family who are blind or feel some sort of affinity toward that cause. Uh, while we were looking for a blind actor to play the lead role, um, I just found out all these things that I didn't know before about the blind. Um, I didn't know that they had 70% unemployment rate and almost a third were living in poverty, and I didn't know that it was because of the ignorance of different companies and not knowing that they could hire blind people. A lot of them don't have the same opportunities as sighted people do. Um, so I teamed up with some organizations that empower the blind and help them find employment as part of the Kickstarter. You can read more about that in the link above or to the next to me or below me, um, on the Kickstarter page. Uh, and the more I learned about this, you think you see Hollywood movies and uh, you see plays, and there are obviously disabled characters. There are people in wheelchairs, there are blind people, there are deaf people, but they tend to just hire an able-bodied person to play these roles. Um, but since there are so few opportunities for blind people and disabled people, it's kind of a bummer, really. It's too bad that uh, they gave these roles not to them. I learned that it's they've coined the term "cripping up." I guess it's based on the term "blacking up." which must have been something about blackface. But it's so sorry. I'm reading the Facebook comments. It's. I'm not a really good multitasker, so it's strange when Facebook is telling me things like "keep going." We're telling your friends to join your video, and I'm trying to talk, and I'm like, look, I don't need you to tell me what you're up to. I'll do my thing. You do your thing. If I want to keep going, even though there's one person watching, none, I'm looking at you, I'll do it. Just want to talk. So look, let me tell you a bit about Cripping Up. I actually wrote a blog post about this for the Coalition of Texans with Disabilities because I like to write, and I wanted to, that was one of the strategies to get people to look at the Kickstarter, to write about what I've learned, and maybe people will feel the same way I do and think, you know what, maybe there's something I want to do about this. I want to support some indie film that is, oh, got a like from my girlfriend. Hey there. 2 hearts. I want to support an indie film that is hiring a blind person to play a blind character. And from my mom, so I got my girlfriend and my mom. It's a party in here. I think that that's important because there is an incentive for films and for plays to cast, and like Eddie Redmayne playing Stephen Hawking's character in The Theory of Everything, I think it's called. I mean, sure, Eddie Redmayne's an amazing actor, and that's why they want to use his name. But I think even actors, one actor, Mike Rowe, who plays an autistic character on Broadway right now, he said even we learn too often about autism through non-autistic people. So if you think of Rain Man, and if you think of any portrayal of autism in the media, you know, obviously working with a seasoned actor is going to be easier for people to do than having to learn how to connect with an autistic person, an autistic actor. But because people that have disabilities, you know, or have fewer opportunities, if we were to deny them the opportunity to play themselves in a movie or a stage play, we're denying the ability for them to tell us about themselves. Russell Harvard, who's a deaf actor from There Will Be Blood and The Hammer and all sorts of places, I think he was asked, like, well, how would you feel if a person who could hear was to play your life, was to play you in a biopic? And he couldn't even answer because that just seemed too shocking to him. So, and you know, because of being deaf is such an important part of his character, his life, he didn't know how he would feel about somebody who could hear their entire lives pretending to be deaf. So, you know, I did want to do something, and I think in the indie film world, we were able to do something thanks to Kickstarter, thanks to people like you two who are watching, my mom and my girlfriend right now, and whoever else wants to donate. I would like to, you know, do something to change that, however small. So we've cast Rick Boggs. He's a blind actor working in LA. He's been here for a long time. He also owns a business. He does audio description for movies and TV shows. That means, so it allows blind people to actually watch the same TV that sighted people do. Anytime there's, and they did this for the Olympics this past year. Anytime that there's some action going on the screen without any dialogue, there'll be a voiceover that says something like, you know, Carol bends down to tie her shoe. And that's great, you know. So he owns a business that does that sort of thing. So he's not somebody that can't help himself, but he's a guy that he's a guy that believes strongly in himself and has a positive attitude. That goes a long way. So what's cool about this film is just kind of giving him another platform to act in, because even though he has a business, and that's, he's he's done a lot to get where he is. He doesn't actually have a lot of opportunities to act in Hollywood because, like I said, it's just not it's just not something people want to give the disabled or the blind the chance to do. So that's why we're excited to give him the chance and give him a platform too, to raise awareness about what one can do when they're as a blind person, as a disabled person. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been doing so far. We're about 2 weeks into the Kickstarter, and we raised about $7,300, which is really good, and I'm hoping we can raise more. I keep hearing that by the end of a Kickstarter, it really takes off and it becomes exponential. But of course, I have a lot of fear, and I'm very nervous about that actually occurring. So I'm kind of doing anything I can to get the word out, to find avenues and leads. So far, I've been focusing mostly on reaching out to blind advocacy groups. That's why I wrote that article for the Coalition of Texans with Disabilities about cripping up, about using able-bodied people to play disabled characters, and why that's a cheap way to do it, and also why that's detrimental to the disabled. A lot of organizations don't want to just promote one thing. They won't promote cathedrals, because if they do it for cathedrals, they might have to do it for any other thing. However, a lot of them do have blogs. A lot of them do have Twitter accounts where, so if I did write this piece of journalism, they might tweet that. So far we have the Ruderman Family Foundation, who is a proponent of inclusion in the arts. They've shared the article on their Facebook page, and I believe I'm going to be also writing something for the American Foundation for the Blind today, which is great because they're huge, and hopefully that will go out into the universe. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. I want you all to know that I'm setting the camera right now on a drum. So that's where the camera's at right now. It's on my girlfriend's conga that she got as a gift. Because you needed to know that. I was helped by a friend. His name is Richie Bisso. What a cool guy. He just walked into my girlfriend's bar. He heard I was doing a Kickstarter. He gave her his card and said, "Have your boyfriend call me." And he's been one of my biggest supporters. So he launched a Kickstarter for a game called Epic Tavern. It looks fun. It's a PC game. And he also donated $100 to the campaign. Has been sharing a lot. I really appreciate it. He told me that they got a lot out of Facebook and Facebook advertising. So I've been experimenting with that. I think we've only gotten we've only gotten 2 backers, maybe 2 or 3 people who donated because of Facebook advertising. Like I said, I've tried to not only target people who like the page, who are interested in the project originally. What's up, Austin? But also people who like Raymond Carver, and people who like pages that are related to charities and causes and blindness advocacy and independent film. It's interesting because I'll end up paying. I guess these past 2 days I've been running an ad to see what that's like, and I guess I've paid about $20 to $30. However, I had 2 pledges come out of it that amounted to $50. So in the end, we made $20 for the campaign. So it does help, and it does get you some exposure you wouldn't have had otherwise. But I have to be careful not to spend too much because, uh, in that sense, if I spend, even if if I spend enough, we might reach our goal. However, I had spent $500 or something, so I'm putting myself on a cap on $100 to spend on Facebook advertising to reach people who wouldn't otherwise know me. Because basically, I'm just reaching out to friends and family. Who's putting anger faces? I guess that's Austin. That's just my guess. Sorry, buddy. Because he's just a goofy guy. Anyway, does anybody have any questions about? Oh, another thing is, my friend Oren, he has a directing podcast. I'm actually going to be recording an episode on Thursday. Gino Roy, he wants a shout out. Of course, you can get a shout out, Gino, even though he hasn't donated, and that's a perk. So if you guys want a shout out on Twitter, you should donate $5, just $5. But Gino's a cool director. I worked with him on several things, and he's an amazing guy. He's got all this stuff going on. If you need him to sketch, he'll sketch for you. Yeah. Anyway, so somebody remind me of what I was talking about. What the heck? Oh yeah, Oren Kaplan. The podcast is called Just Shoot It, and we're just shooting it on Thursday. But it's a podcast, so we're just recording it, I guess. And I'm hoping that's another way for me to talk about what I'm doing on Kickstarter and blasting it out to people. I think we're at a pivoting point, though, guys. Okay? So far, I've been focusing on reaching out to blind people or the blind. I'm getting a lot of support now. This is freaking awesome. I see some Zach faces. I see some mom faces. Dang, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for your help. What do you guys think about these guitars that we've never played before? Oh, yeah. So, I've partnered with a few organizations that we're donating to as part of the outreach to get this project funded. Haven't really seen a lot of return on that, and that's fine. But it's something I realized that I probably need to start pivoting away from appealing to blind advocacy groups and toward people who usually donate to Kickstarter films, people who support indie films, and instead of saying, hey, you support the blind, so maybe you'll support this film. You talk to people who are more interested in supporting films, and then the fact that we're giving to blind people is a perk on the side, and could have a halo effect to make them feel like that's great. This is not only film, something larger, and who doesn't want to feel? Gino, thank you so much. I'm gonna like that. Gino just said he's donating tonight. Let's give Gino a hand. He's got 2 kids, 1 on the way, and he's gonna donate to the film. Gino, thank you so much, and thanks to everybody here who has donated. My mom. I can't see everybody who's on here right now. I just know my mom's there. So anyway, if you haven't donated, it's $5, and it helps us with momentum. Kickstarter sees that a lot of people are backing the project, and then they might feature it more. Featured by magic. Also, I think so far the donations from Kickstarter have only been about 2%, which is, I know people, it definitely varies based on project. I think that's something you can expect if you're doing a film. It's a very saturated market, and I think that unless God smiles upon you and you get a Projects We Love badge or something, or you have like this film Unlovable that's making a lot of dough on Kickstarter. It has the support of Mark Duplass behind it. So anyway, that's good for Kickstarter. Mark Duplass is very well known, and it's good for the project because then Mark can also promote it. So they get a Projects We Love, and people know about it. People see it on Kickstarter. It's got very good exposure. we're a little bit buried. We're a short film, and I'm not. I don't. I'm not famous, so just hashtag just $5. That's that's a good. That's a free marketing from Gino. That's going to be our film slogan. Cathedrals. Hashtag just $5. The Cathedrals Benjamin Caro Raymond Carver cathedral adaptation story. Um, yeah. So thank you, Gino. I really appreciate it. Oh yeah, you were gonna buy me lunch for my birthday. This is even better, and it's probably cheaper. Hashtag just $5. I feel like anytime I say hashtag out loud, I feel like I'm John Oliver. Anybody watch that show? I just watch it on YouTube. I don't have HBO. I don't even have an HBO account that I can steal from somebody, because nobody will give it to me. They say, "Hey, yeah, I'll give you mine." Well, unless you do it, how am I supposed to know? Um, hey, anybody who's just joining me, chime in with a comment, because otherwise I have no idea who's here. I know there's 9 people here. We got 9 people, 9 eyeballs. Well, 18. Hopefully. One Cyclops. I'll shut up. Okay, guys. So let's get back on track, shall we? So, you know, if you're going to make a Kickstarter, you can't rely on Kickstarter bringing in any of the support. It's going to have to all come from you. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Ruby. So, yeah, hashtag one Cyclops. So that's why and I think I really actually hope that by doing some journalism pieces about the project, it'll bring people to it who don't know me. I'm gonna have to start hitting places that like film though, that want to finance and donate to films. So that probably means crowdfunding Facebook groups and Kickstarter groups and other places like that. Any indie filmmaking websites or blogs that people have. I'm a fan of No Film School. Um, Forum posts, Reddits, all these places, all these tiny areas. Um, However, I do think though, and mark my words, okay? This is probably the most important, and I probably should have said this straight off the bat. If you're trying to promote something, if you want eyeballs on your stuff, you've got to get an influencer to promote it, okay? And I don't mean influencer like a YouTuber or like somebody who's like a Vine star, hashtag Vine star. You need to just find somebody who has an audience, whether they're a journalist, a publication, or a YouTuber or something like that. That's the real way that you're going to get exposure. And I don't know why I just started talking about, because this is the mindset I have. If I just, if I just put my stuff in different places, people will see it and like it. No matter how good your stuff is, that's not true. What you want to do is you want to make good stuff and then appeal to certain people, the right people, that will spread it to their audience. So, how am I doing this? I mean, I've been tweeting people, hey, you've got great followers and you might like this project. Please retweet. They probably don't even see that. I've got friends with a lot of followers on Twitter, but come on. If they have a lot of followers on Twitter, even if you're their friend, it just goes to their inbox and then they don't get to see it. Okay? You gotta call. You gotta write emails, and you gotta get through to them. I just wrote to Tommy. I feel like his name is Tommy Edison. He's a blind film critic, and he's got a YouTube channel. And I want to say he started on Instagram, which is interesting. And I never really knew how he could be a film critic and blind. How does that make sense? But after knowing more about the blind community and after meeting Rick, our lead actor for Cathedrals, who you should look at Cathedrals. It's in the link. It's the Kickstarter for this film with starring a blind actor. I found out that what he does probably is watches a movie or listens to it, and he hears the audio description, and it can be just as engaging as any other person watching a movie, especially if you're just watching for the story. And that's actually an interesting idea. It's probably why he has so many followers, because he's not going to be distracted by special effects as much. He's going to be very immersed in storytelling, characters, and structure, all of that. So I reached out to him and said, you're a film buff, and also, you're blind, so, I imagine that you have some sort of solidarity with the visually impaired community. Please help me out. See if you can share this to your followers, or do a blog post on it and on your website. Let me just find his name. Blind film critic, right? Tommy Edison. Good. So I'm gonna try to look for certain people, and maybe foundations that have a lot of followers. People that are serial donators to Kickstarter campaigns. I'm going to try to reach out to those people and see what they can do. Hopefully we'll hit a certain amount of support on Kickstarter that they end up featuring our page more. That's I'm just looking to get over that hill, and hopefully we can really bring the support. As of now, if we keep going, even with the massive donation from my mom, thanks Mom, at the rate we are going now, if it does not pick up near the end, we will not meet our goal. So that really stinks, and hopefully that will change by telling your friends, or offering any leads to places and people that would really love to see either a Raymond Carver adaptation or a film starring a blind person. Let me play the video that I spent a long time making. I added captions to it because it is very... My mom says, "You're welcome, hit up your dad." You guys can see that, though. I don't need to narrate the comments. I spent a lot of time making this video shareable by adding captions to it. I noticed that all of the videos that I was seeing on social media had captions so that people could watch it at work and they didn't have to have their headphones on, or blast the video and everybody would know they're not working. Get back to work. Don't get back to work. What's up, Jeff? And I watched a few of the Hillary Clinton campaigns, the Clinton ads, and I liked their font that they were using. It felt inclusive, and they had this cool thing they were doing where they were putting the captions right here, as opposed to just down here, which felt a little bit more dynamic. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the video I made on Kickstarter. You can watch it at the link and see what kind of rewards you can get. But, yeah, I'm going to show you here, and if you have any questions, let me know. I can answer on the spot. Okay? I'll answer it. We are playing... Oh, yeah. Hillary's font, hashtag Cyclops. Hi, my name is Benjamin Caro. I am a film editor, a screenwriter, and a director, and this is my passion project, a short film adapting the great Raymond Carver story, and I could really use your support. See what I mean? Cathedrals follows the story of a blind man that visits a husband and wife whose marriage is kind of crumbling apart. The husband, who's this kind of judgmental, bigoted guy, he has a transcendent experience with this blind man, and it really changes his relationship with his wife and defines the future of their marriage. I wanted to find an actor who was actually visually impaired. And it actually became a bit of a challenge because even though there are plenty of people who want to work, the lack of opportunities caused many to stop looking.
So many times, visually impaired people are looked over for casting roles. I worked with an actor who was up for a lead role for a feature film, and she was totally blind, and the producer decided that they wanted to go with a sighted character because they felt that'd be more commercial. And these are the kind of things that I really hate to see, is that we just ignore people because they're blind.
Unfortunately, this discrimination is not exclusive to the film industry.
For a blind person to find employment is such a difficult challenge in today's society. Almost 90% of the individuals in Theater by the Blind live below the poverty line. People would discount these individuals even before they walked into the interview when they knew they were blind or visually impaired.
And that's not because they can't do things or they can't work. Companies don't want to take the extra time and resources in order to allow people with different strengths and different ways of doing things in. Because we're doing this film independently and it's not being made for money, we can do this the right way. Hey, Rick.
Hey, that's...
Oh, that's Rick Boggs. That's who we hired. That's who I was talking about. He's got audio description business. Look at this cute shirt he's wearing. Rick, my kids walk all over me. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? That's great. This was an awkward interaction at first because, clearly he doesn't know that we're standing there recording him. So I said, hey Rick, just so you know, Ruby's over there standing with the camera, my iPhone. And he was like, oh, I'm being recorded right now. Thanks for letting me know. So that's cool. Oh yeah, you can see my bills. So that's a little behind the scenes there. Yeah, so you can see that I put all the information about the blind and helping the blind up front. Before I had some stuff about previous work we'd done with deaf people, but I don't know, I thought it might be better just to get into it. And the video is pretty long. Most Kickstarter videos are about 2 to 3 minutes. That's really the max. Mine's about 4.5, maybe 5.5. Can't even remember, it's so long. So I'm finding that most people are stopping the video after about 33% of it, which is fine, but well, it's not fine. What happens then probably is that they don't actually feel compelled to donate. So I'm trying to shorten it up, and it's hard to tell whether it's working or not, but I did what I could. Let's do a quick animal showcase here because my girlfriend's watching and she's like, where the hell are my dogs? This is Frank. Hi, Frank. Say hi. Are you helping out here? No. Frank, why are people sad about this? Somebody sad? This is Axel. Axel, hello? You're live, Axel. It's live. Don't screw this up. Okay, great. And finally, I have a pet rat. So here she's asleep. But Lucy, are you killing it right now? Are you even cuter than 2 of the dogs? What is up? Hey, Natalia. Okay. Thank you for indulging me in that. I appreciate that. Natalia also donated. Everybody say thank you to her. She's getting married soon. So look, she's getting married. They're saving for the wedding, and yet she still donated. So thank you, Rouse. Everybody should really throw her your support. Let's get back to the video and little Ruby. Let's get back to the video here and see what else we got. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comment section, and I will answer them. Boggs walked into our audition room and blew us away. He's an actor and musician, and has spent most of his life working for nonprofit organizations advocating for blind people everywhere.
Acting was not something that as a child I imagined myself doing. I really fell in love with it as a really challenging art form. Acting in a significant role like this is a wonderful opportunity for me. Blind people feel the greatest barrier to their success is other people's attitudes. Cathedrals is an opportunity for anybody to help change society for the better for people with disabilities. Why? Because you help change the public image of disability. You help change the image of blindness and blind people and what they can do. That makes it important to more than me, more than the people making the film. That makes it important to society. That makes it important to our culture. You do your part, support the film, help us have an opportunity to get the exposure we need, and I promise I'll do my part. By circulating that image through the world, we make society a better place. Be a part of it.
I'm really excited to partner with a few organizations. Hearts for Sight helps the blind find employment through physical health and well-being. We have CRE Outreach. We're excited because upon the film's release, we're going to donate an extra $1,000 to these organizations. And a big reason I wanted to make... Okay, I'll pause it now and say that you saw that he was by a horse. Like, we're filming this whole thing and we're getting B-roll. By the way, that was Rick Boggs, who's starring in our film Cathedrals. If you haven't checked it out, you guys probably have. You're all on the Facebook page right now, aren't you? I forgot where I posted this. Anyway, there's a Kickstarter link. It's a Raymond Carver adaptation, and Rick's blind. The film's starring a blind actor, which is pretty cool. It's a rarity. It's interesting. We're getting a lot of wows. I mean, it's great. So we shoot the interview, and we get some B-roll of Rick with his kids. He's got 3 kids. We get him with the piano, and we're like, okay, well that's it. That's the visually interesting stuff here. So thanks a lot. And he's like, well, do you want to see our horses? And we're like, horses? And we walked outside with all 3 kids following, and there's like 2 horses and 2 goats and like this lizard from Indonesia or something. We're like, what the heck? You were holding out on us. So, this guy's blind and he has his own business and he's got cooler shit than I have. So that's pretty cool. Basically, just to say that we lucked out because I didn't have a plan that day. I didn't have a plan to say, I asked him a bunch of questions about who he was and where he came from and what his dreams were and why Cathedrals was worth donating to. But I didn't know what I would show in the video for that section. So it was cool. It was a great thing to have and to see. Let me go back to the video again and we can finish it up. The next part of the video, I wanted to talk about the production company that is going to be making this with me and kind of bringing it all together. Rick talking about things, Greg Shane from CRE Outreach talking about why this is an important project, and me making my final appeal. There was a lot I cut out of this video. I talked a little bit about Raymond Carver. I talked a little bit about something crazy we're going to do with the sound in this film. I talked about diversity as well, because we want to include a diverse cast. None of that made it in the video because the video would have been 12 minutes long. I actually had a cut of the video, a rough cut that was 12 minutes long. Would you have ever watched that? Would anybody have ever donated to that? No. So didn't do that. Zach just donated. Yes. Thank you, Zach Anderson. You were the man. Zach is an editor, also at Sawhorse. He's done some great stuff. He does a lot of comedy stuff. He's well built. He's got great muscles. If you need a guy with muscles and who can edit, Zach is your man. Good. What's up, John and Tom? A lot of cool guys joining up on this conversation. I'm talking about the short film I'm making, guys, and we're going to finish watching the Kickstarter video that I made for the Kickstarter. Huh. You guys, it cut out for a second. Where did it leave off? I don't even know. I just wanted to say thanks for joining, guys, you cool people. We're talking about the Kickstarter video I made for the page, and any questions, and maybe some behind-the-scenes information about how I made this video, why I made this video this way, because I'm just trying to appeal to as many people and get people to donate. Thanks, Zach, for donating during this broadcast. Gino, thank you for promising to donate. And to everybody who's already donated, such as my friend Tom and Rob Kramer on here, guys, you're the freaking best. You're just the best. All right, let's go back to watching what we got. The third part of the massive series of the hashtag Hillary Font video. Aprils is to bring people together. It's all these productions. It's all these people jam-packed in a room working 10, 16-hour days just to make commercials, music videos, indie films. We have a lot of fun with each other, but we work really, really hard. I'm so excited to spread my passion to others, spread the love, and together we can make something super memorable for everybody, whether you're behind the camera or a backer like you who's doing a huge part in making this thing happen. Whether you're a Carver fan, here's the wrap up, guys. His words here we go on screen in a way they've never seen it before, or you just want to help make a truly unique piece of art. I am so grateful to you. We're not in the end out to make money. We're out to make a change in the world for the better.
This can serve as a ripple effect, that just because they have a disability, that doesn't define who they are.
If you support this film, you're supporting something that will help improve relations between people in society.
I want to make something that's going to benefit the world, and I hope you can join me on that journey. I hope you support us. Thank you for your time. Hashtag just $5. Wait, that wasn't it, was it? Gino, what was it? Hashtag $5 helps. I forgot it already. We thought of a slogan, everybody, for the Kickstarter campaign, and now it's gone. It's gone from my mind. Something I thought of when we were watching that, CRE Outreach, who does the Theater by the Blind in Santa Monica, they basically have hit their Kickstarter. They were trying to raise $7,500 over 60 days. They have 30 days left, and they've basically reached their goal. So I think that's awesome. I donated $100 to them. We got Magic Castle passes. For those not in LA, it's a hotel that has magic shows all the time. So I was really happy for him. He's been a real help with the Kickstarter campaign, and he works with blind people every day. He's partially blind in his as well. I think he's blind in his right eye, or was starting to go blind in his right eye, and so it means a lot to him. And honestly, I've talked to a lot of people who are really intrigued and impressed and excited about seeing a Raymond Carver short film starring a blind actor. If you really think about it, like if you think about famous blind characters, right, or not famous blind characters, if you think of Morgan Freeman in the Jet Li movie Unleashed, or as many random B, C actor roles that there are out there, they're always played by a sighted person, I understand it's exciting to play a blind character, but if you're a blind person or somebody who, knows the blind or is becoming blind, and you see an actor in a well-made film who's blind himself, I think that you're given a little bit of hope that even if you're losing your sight, there's still life beyond that. There's still plenty that you can do, still plenty of goals you can achieve and strive for. So I don't think we should ever underestimate the importance of having a diverse representation of people in film and television and plays, whether it's blind people or whether it's disabled people, whether it's black people or Asian people or whatever. So I think the more diversity in the workplace and in the arts, the better. That's kind of what I wanted to do by making this film, is kind of draw attention to that and give some monetary donation toward that. Am I wrapping up right now? That's kind of what it feels like. None of you guys have really asked any questions. Basically, I started talking about how I'm making this Kickstarter work, how we've raised 7,500 so far, but really, guys, it's not me. It's all been you. It's been because you're good friends of mine, and because you've been really helpful this whole time. So, um, I want to take pressure off my friends that are just supportive people and want to help me. I want to put the pressure on people that want to donate for the cause's sake, even if they didn't know me. So, so far we're halfway through, and that's what we've raised thanks to you, and I'm super excited. But we have a long way to go, and I want to find an audience that cares about the subject. Um, uh, let's see. How long have I been doing this for? I said I would do it for an hour. Let me check. Oh, because this is my phone. I can't look at the clock. Has anybody here thought about making a Kickstarter? I'd be interested in hearing about it. And maybe we could talk about it. Because there are so many services set up for people who make a Kickstarter video. There's one strategy, which is to get people's, months prior, get people's emails so that when you do launch the campaign, you can email everybody immediately. What's funny is that there's even one service that has built itself like a Kickstarter. So it says that you get people to sign up for this, whatever it is, and to say that on the day the Kickstarter launches, they will tweet something or share something on Facebook. But it's even built itself like a Kickstarter. So it's like, if you can get 30 people to sign up for this, you've reached your goal, and it'll happen. So it's like, now you can build a Kickstarter for the Kickstarter. It's insane out there. And I'm really honestly considering paying big money. I mean, maybe it's only $50. We'll see. To get some promotion from professional crowdfunding businesses who make their money just promoting Kickstarters. And I'm not sure about whether I should do that or not, because I haven't actually been able to find a reputable source to say whether it's worthwhile or not. And part of me thinks it's also mostly built for tech companies rather than film projects. So, in fact, I don't know many film projects people that have done Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Yeah, exactly. It's a Kickstarter starter. Hashtag Kickstarter starter. It's the whole deadline thing. I wanted to use Kickstarter because there's that hard deadline, so I could push myself and push you guys and push everybody to raise the money in a certain amount of time. But a part of me does wish I had done Indiegogo because because learning as I go, I feel like there's a lot more that could be done to prepare for it. Especially since I think I told a friend this morning that I feel like Jack Bauer from 24. There's a deadline on everything. If Jack Bauer was a Facebook marketer rather than counterterrorism unit. What? I screwed that up. If he was working in marketing rather than counterterrorism, I would be Jack Bauer. I would feel like Jack Bauer. I would feel like I need to torture people. I feel like I've been torturing you. But I do think it's a good cause. So, I think I'm going to sign off now. Maybe I'll share this to my Facebook personal page. And I think that I will probably do this again, although do it on my personal page, even though what's cool about this is I feel like I got two donations from just this video. So thank you, Zach. Thank you, Gino. But I have noticed that I do reach more people from my personal page because I think Cathedrals has about 100 likes, and I just have more friends than that, and I think Facebook does push your personal stuff more than it'll push a page because they want it to be a place for friends, because that worked for MySpace. Chloe, I needed to hack Kickstarter. I just wanted to say that. So, guys, thank you so much for chiming in, for watching this, for watching me drone on, and for learning more about the project and a little bit of behind the scenes and about what I'm doing for the campaign. If you haven't yet, most of you have. I can't see who's on here anymore, really, but I know most of you probably have. Check out the Kickstarter above and check out our rewards. Rob Kramer on here right now. He's the one that made me find out that you could make custom Braille T-shirts. So thanks Rob, and thank Rob for if you were generous enough to donate $100 and get a freaking cool T-shirt that is actually made out of raised Braille. And I haven't ordered them yet, but I'm going to see how many orders there are, and then make the order, and then we can all touch our chests, because that's really what filmmaking is about, right? Just touching our chests. If you just chimed in, I don't know what you just heard. But, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any more comments or questions, give me a holler. And I'm going to... I see Whitney Salahub joined. She's been doing a lot of Facebook Live. I know that. Check back probably next week. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to do it on my personal page. I'll probably do it on a Thursday. I think there are more people able to watch on a Thursday, because Wednesdays, you're right in the middle of the work week. You got stuff to do. Things are due on my desk on Thursday morning. But Thursdays, I think it's a better time to do it. In any case, hey Whitney, I want you to know that I'm doing a Kickstarter right now for this film. It's a Raymond Carver adaptation, and we're starring a blind actor in it. It's pretty exciting. So, well, hey Noah went to college with me. I'm kind of wrapping up here, guys, but I'm talking about this film I'm making. It's starring a blind actor. It's a Raymond Carver adaptation. And if you go to the Kickstarter, there's a link somewhere around here. You can learn a lot more about it. It's a pretty cool project, and we're raising awareness for the blind and physically disabled, really. And we're also donating some money to the blind, people that don't have the same opportunities as others. It's a really cool project, and even $5 helps. We only have 2 weeks left. We're midway through the campaign. We only have 2 weeks left to meet our goal. So, yeah, when I sign off here, please go check it out. There's some cool rewards on there, and it'll help us immensely. It's an interesting world, the blind actors and the world of the disabled, and what they're doing to make their voices heard. I've written about it, and I hope that you guys can learn about it on the Kickstarter. Thank you for spending your afternoon with me. I feel like I'm going to get some tea now because I'm falling asleep. Anna, you know what? Everybody give it up to Anna. She donated a bunch of money right when the Kickstarter first launched. She brought 2 bottles of champagne to my birthday party a year ago. She's the best. She works at Sawhorse sometimes. So yeah, give her some likes. I think she's getting a T-shirt. Anna Rob Kramer is the one who thought of the T-shirt. So I guess we just hang out in here and chat. But thanks guys for tuning in. And like I said, I'm gonna do this on my personal page and reach more people next time, and just answer some behind the scenes questions. In the next couple days, look out for another article on the American. That's not it. The American Council of the Blind. No, American Foundation for the Blind. Their website. I'm going to talk about blind actors, and also, what else am I doing? Doing a podcast on Thursday to talk about Kickstarter and what we're doing on Kickstarter with Oren Kaplan's podcast, Just Shoot It, because apparently I'm a director now, so that's what we're doing. Guys, I hope you have a great day, and if you just signed in, Ronnie, play for the beginning, because it's worth watching twice. I'm sure it's It's a treat. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, guys, and a good rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. Hashtag just $5. Hashtag.